Hey folks, welcome back. Today we're playing Kerbal Space Program 2, continuing our first science mode or exploration mode playthrough. Let's get started. Serving momentum, pumping sim once. Adding more craters. Tanning on Moho. Digging the mohole. Alright, so this is our rocket plane that we were working on, and our mission objective, just to remind you guys, we have a crew member, Valentina Kerman, who is stranded on the surface of Duna with a rover that doesn't work. So the idea of this mission here is I want to build a plane that can land on Duna, that she can then get into and fly around on the surface of Duna. And we're working on kind of optimizing the plane and also figuring out how to land. And I don't know how well it's going to work on Duna. We're going to see about that when we get there. It occurred to me, though, before we try to land on Duna, last time we tried to land on a mountain and it didn't work out for us so well. I think this time what we want to do, before we try to land on a mountain or Duna, let's try to land on a normal runway, because I haven't successfully done that before. So we'll do that now. Then once we get done with this, we successfully land this, we're going to go and probably fly over the mountains and recollect all that science that we lost when our last mission was scrubbed. You're up. I'm going to try to need just enough thrust to keep my speed up. There we go. I think we're good now. Also turn off SAS here. So our aircraft is pretty stable at this point. So I'm gonna basically let's speed it up a little bit because we got lots of fuel here. Basically, when I fly to the end of the runway, we're gonna fly a little bit past, and then we're gonna turn around and try to land on this runway here. We can see if we can get any air science from here. Oh, this is apparently we're over the water according to the air sniffer. I think we already have atmospheric science from the water, so a little bit of squirreliness from our plane here. It seems like when we get to a high enough speed, it wants to really go upward. We could fix that by setting the trim. That's what I'm going to do here. Slowing down quite a bit here, probably. Oh, that's a stall. I'm going to open the resource manager so I can see when these outer fuel tanks are empty. This UI is kind of pain. What's nice though is that the KSP developers have acknowledged that their UI is problematic, and they had a devlog recently where they listed basically all the stuff that I complained about, along with I'm sure many other people, and said, yeah, we're working on this. So I'm really happy about that. I think they're listening to the community, and they're making fixes to the game as they go along, and it's a good thing. So they've got two immediate UI improvements planned. I think they're both for the map view, if I'm not mistaken. And then seems like they're going to do something in the future to improve the usability of maneuver nodes, which is pretty great also. Let's drop the tanks, because we're not going to have those when we go to land, probably. I think we're way too high. We're going to have to circle around. Probably. This thing is wildly out of control. We need to get some kind of sanity here. When we pull up out of the stall, can. Okay, good. For some reason I'm finding this way harder than last time I flew this aircraft. I guess because I was like kind of making dramatic changes to the throttling and stuff. Okay, so we gotta come in pretty low. That's important. And I think the SAS is causing that wobble. Okay, we're at 600 meters off the ground right now, which is pretty high. Trying to get lined up with the horizon there. Okay, we're gonna turn the SAS back on. Here we go. Too high. I think we're gonna be able to land anyway, but man, this is a dodgy landing for sure. Oops. Okay, seems like we're... Oh. You guys spoke too soon. Crap. Well, we lost the engine. At least we got on the ground. I think we're gonna try that again, though. I'm putting some trim in, try to correct the dodgy performance of the aircraft. There we go. So I'm making minute adjustments to the elevators, is what they're called. The flaps on the horizontal tail fins here. We gotta remember not to fly too fast with this because the plane cannot really handle it aerodynamically. I mean, we'll see how it pans out when we get to Mars because the aerodynamics are going to be completely different, I think. Or we keep doing Mars, but, you know, Duna. Basically Mars. Putting a little more gas in because I'm impatient. Okay, so I think what we're going to do, we're going to bank the other way first and give us some space to turn around. Okay, now let's turn. We're a bit further out to the side than I thought. It's okay though. Try to get low to the ground here. This thing turns pretty sharply, actually. More so than I expected. We're going to try to land on the right runway here. Yeah, and I think we could actually try to, probably would behoove us to try to actually land with the tanks on, because we'll probably have to do that on Duna when we first do our recovery of our lost crew member. Oh, it's so squirrely. Oh. I should probably turn on the precision maneuvering, is what I should do. I don't think we quite have enough lift. Going to land a little short of the runway here. Ooh. Oops. Wrong button. Wrong button. Also the wrong button. Panicking. On plane. That was a very crooked landing. If we were doing this on Duna, we probably would have ran into a mountain or something, or flown down into a crater and had to go up, fly up, and do it again. And we used about a third of our fuel doing that, just flying around and landing, so that's not ideal. Okay, we did land though, so there's that. Good job, Jebediah. You lived this time. I think we had all the science there is to get here yet. Okay. So let's go back to the VAB. There's something else I want to test. I also realized we need to put a ladder next to the cockpit so that our buddy Jebediah can get to the surface, or so Valentina can climb up into the cockpit from the surface. Okay, I don't want to make the weight, just to keep the weight balanced though, I think we're going to put a ladder on each side. So we want this to be as symmetrical as possible. I'm going to use this. Oops. Yeah, okay, we got that. This ladder's too short. Why does it really want to put the ladder sideways? It's weird. Okay. Trying to decide if this ladder is also too short. I think it's hitting the ground. We get it a little out away from the craft. There we go. So I think that's going to be good. We'll test it out. And then there's one other thing that I wanted to test here. I want to see. I want to put an intake on the craft without a jet and see if I can figure out whether the intake is working or not. Because I want to, if so, if the intake's not too heavy, I want to take it with us to Duna. So let's actually put it on the fuel tank here. So eventually I think we get hybrid engines that can do both. I was watching some YouTube videos, and they have engines that can either burn pure methane or methane and oxygen, but we don't have those yet, so we're limited to doing either or. So I want to do an experiment here to see if we can figure out how much oxygen flow we have. This is intaking 0.5 T per second. I don't know what a T is. But that's useful information. So 0.05 T per second is Kerbin's atmosphere. Let's set our parking brakes here, which is a thing, by the way. I no longer need to install ladders on my all of my rovers just to get them to, or the landing gear on my rovers just to get them to park, because I can just click this button now. So learning is important. Okay, and now we got our ladder here. Hey Atomic, how's it going? Yeah. Looks like we're good here. We're to test out this little stuff. Doesn't seem that important, but when you get all the way to Duna and try to land, and you can't get back in the craft after you get out, then it's a problem. It's too late to fix it then. Okay, so we got our ladders. And we tested the air intakes. That's pretty good. Let's see how it handles with the air intakes. I want to see if it impacts the actual performance of the aircraft. I think it's not going to matter, probably, hopefully. I think I shouldn't put any rudder in before the plane's ready for takeoff. I think that just makes it worse. It's 33. Okay, as far as I can tell, this doesn't have a noticeable impact on the performance. So we are going to take these with us to Duna, and we're going to see what the atmosphere is like, and then maybe we can do a future mission with a jet engine instead of a rocket engine. We're probably also going to have bigger wings. It's aloft, yay, yep. We'll try to land again just for good measure. This thing's such a dramatic performance change with or without these fuel tanks. I think our landing really needs practice. Let's use the fine maneuvering controls. Practice with that, because I wasn't using that last time. I think we're making some needlessly dramatic maneuvers. It's not fast, but I'm happy that it flies smoothly. It's not terribly fuel efficient, but it could be worse. Let's try to get to where we're... like 400 meters from the ground, let's say. Oh, I gotta quit with the SAS because the SAS is trying to keep the craft from turning. I think that's why it's jittering the flaps like that. Let's see if we can actually line it up properly before we reach the runway this time. We overshot a little bit here, but it's okay. Okay. I think we're looking better than the first time. Rolling out the landing gear. I think we're still pretty high. It's not looking good. Maybe. Could be salvageable, sort of. We're gonna not end up landing in the direction of the runway. Oh boy. That's really not what you want to happen. Oh no. You know what? Jebediah is okay. It's all good. We made it. I think we're gonna practice that one more time at least. You know, let's throw some more fuel tanks on while we're at it. Might as well test multiple. Landing, arguably the hardest part of flying, yeah. Launchpad style landing. That's right. Okay, so we're gonna throw on some more stuff here. So we got radial decouplers. I can figure out how to orient them correctly on the wings here. Feeling that I'm flipping them the wrong way, but it's really hard to tell. There we go. That's what I wanted. Okay. I'm gonna tweak them a little bit, but that's about right. Okay, so we're gonna put on another set of wing tanks here. What size is it? It's T800. Where's the T800? It's not a thing, is it? Oh, here it is. Oh, I didn't realize they were this big. Okay. It's okay because now, in order to offset the additional weight, because this thing can already barely fly, we're going to add some more rockets. What type of rocket do we have here? This is a Reliant. I'm going to put 2 more Reliants here. I do want to keep it symmetrical. And then we're going to do the fuel lines. Here we go. Very good. And now let's put all the rockets on at once. And then we gotta do our outer stage and then the inner stage. Perfect. Let's see if this thing will fly still. It's got a lot more pickup now. It's airborne like right away. That's cool. I wonder if this is too much. I wonder if we could get smaller rockets on the ends here. I mean, it's nice to be able to move it, to fly at a good clip. Did some trim. How fast this thing can go. Oh. Time to slow down. Let's take the trim out because I think that's just messing us up. Okay. I'll chill for a little bit here. Lose some altitude. I'll get out of the landing gear at this point. Maintain a little bit of speed still. Oh, it's SAS is messing with us here, I think. Here we go. Okay. This thing really turns on a dime. Kind of difficult to control, actually. Oh no. Especially when it has no airspeed. Okay. I think something about these extra fuel tanks is messing me up here. Let's see if we can save this. This does not want to go anywhere but into the water. Okay, we're underwater now. I guess this thing flies underwater because it's using rockets, not jet fuel. So that's fine. It's fine. Maybe we can reach the surface? I think we're headed for the surface. Maybe the craft's not buoyant enough. Or maybe it's just... I think it's headed for the surface. It's kind of hard to tell. What on earth is happening right now? Oh, okay, we hit the surface. Suddenly that... This is squirrely as hell. That's hilarious. Okay. Where's the runway? There it is. Can we get out of the water somehow? Oh, we're going much slower because we're in the water, right? Because it's thicker than the atmosphere. That makes sense. We can't actually get enough speed for liftoff is the problem. You try without the extra fuel tanks. Does that help at all? Why are we stuck turning to the right? Oh, we still have the precision controls on. I don't think this is a precision operation we're doing here. Come on, Jebediah, you can do it, buddy. You cannot do it. It's not physically possible. We could beach this thing, but it's not going to get out of the water. Okay, all right, let's try again. Trying to think if there's any way I can make this easier to handle. I can make it heavier, like overall. I can add more weight to the fuselage or something. Maybe I can make the wings bigger? I don't know. Let's thrust limit these at 50%. I think we did that for the... You know what, actually, I forgot this was thrust limited. We could just increase the thrust limiter and then we probably don't need the extra rockets at all. So it's stable flight at about 100 meters per second in Kerbin's atmosphere. Oh, you know what? These things aren't straight. That's probably also part of the problem. I think that's why it's so unstable. See how these things are like angled inward. So that's something we can fix. Let's go ahead and fix that now. So, for this purpose, we have the orthogonal view. Which is actually not as helpful as I hoped it would be, or, well, maybe. I also just realized these things have no aerodynamic nose cones or anything, so we gotta fix that too. Here we go. Okay, so we're gonna take these off. Okay, then we're going to increase the thrust limiter on this to 100%. I think that's going to be enough for this to take off. Let's see. I have to remember to turn on the thrust limiter once we lose both sets of tanks here. And then the other question is, do we want to try to straighten these guys out? I think we should if we can here. Doesn't quite want to be straight, but that's a little closer than it was, I think. And we lost our secondary fuel lines here. Oh no, oh no, oh no. It's dodgy. Up. Yeah, we made it. We made it up in the air. The next steps remain to be seen. We really want to go faster than this. Sometimes it's way less stable than it was before. I don't know what I did to it. But it really wants to turn right. Why is it pulling like that? It doesn't make any sense. Everything, I installed literally every part with the symmetry option. There's no way that it's unbalanced. Oh boy. Well, that wasn't the best landing either. Maybe I changed the center of mass? But that wouldn't make it veer to the side, right? That would make it veer up and down. It's gotta be a physics bug. Or a construction bug. Okay, hold on. One of the fuel lines here got removed, but the other one did not. That's why it's bugging. Can I delete this, please? Thank you. Balance must be maintained. Okay, we're gonna try to take off at a slightly lower speed to make it less squirrely. I don't know why it does this crazy seesaw behavior every time we launch for the first time either. I think I'm steering too much. Okay, well it's not yelling anymore, so that's good at least. I'll take it. We're not gonna have all of these fuel tanks anyway when we land on Duna. I'm gonna end up using some of it in the initial, like, getting into the atmosphere and slowing down and finding a landing site. It's not the parts manager, that doesn't do anything for me. I think they're going to reintroduce, I think it's from the sound of it, they're planning to reintroduce the feature in the first game where you can like right click on an individual part and it pops up a little menu where you can just see that part. That's really something that's lacking in this version. Okay, we do have two fuel tanks that are getting drained. For a minute I thought it was only the one, because they're in a weird order here. I'm gonna actually tune down our thrust a little bit because I still think we don't need it 100%. Well, now that we're in the air. Just trying to lose a little bit of speed here. Maybe not quite that much. Well, you need to lose altitude more than speed. I think a lot of people that make videos about like how to build or land a plane in KSP2 do a lot of stuff that they just know about that they don't even think about or like talk about in their videos. People frequently mention or sometimes mention balancing the center of pressure. Other times they don't. They don't really mention like the precision controls or the trim adjustment ever. They're actually below the level of the runway, I think. I think the land slopes up a little bit here. I almost feel like the precision controls aren't quite precise enough. Let's get the gear out. I think it would be really helpful if we could add flaps on the aircraft. We should see if there's any kind of part that can give us that effect. Like maybe air brakes or something? I don't know. We want to use air brakes once we're on the ground, though, probably, not so much in the air. Okay, well, we're still going to the right again. Game, why you like this? Okay, we can do it. Good. Come on, we can do it. We can do it. Oh, come on. What did we hit? We had something struck the ground and exploded. I don't know what it was. How do I... No, shit. How do I lock the brakes? I figured there must be a hotkey for that, but I'm not seeing it here. We lost the aerodynamic parts on the backs of the second set of fuel tanks. That's not terrible. I would say as landings go, that was pretty solid. It would be nice if our gear was a little bit taller. Our landing gear. Trying to think if there's a way we can make the landing gear higher without adding a lot of weight or drag. I think these kind of like structural elements can add a lot of drag, but I'm not entirely sure. Also probably have lower impact. 50 meters per second isn't bad, actually. The landing gear, I think they're also 50 meters per second, right? No, these are 150. Okay, we should strive for that in any part that we add to reinforce the gear. Or we could also check the wings. The wings have an impact tolerance of only 30. That's interesting. Anything above 30 should be good. Do you have any aerodynamic parts that we can build on? These are the control surfaces, by the way, the air brakes. Conversion, light all-moving control surface. When a wing or fin just won't do, use it to add some more lifting surfaces to the craft, impart control, or to just make it look cooler. Okay, there we go. Oh, these are just regular... These are like the fins we have in the back, I think. Version and the variants. These are actually small control surfaces that we have on here. Could get medium control surfaces, but I think it's squirrely enough as it is. Label drag control surface. These are not super heavy. I think we're going to add 2 of these. Can I put them on the wings, actually? If we could put them on the wings to generate more lift, they could be like flaps, basically. That's what I'm thinking. And I click on this part, please. There we go. Okay, we're gonna try that and see how that affects this. It might not be on the right part of the wing. Might have to put it on the trailing edge of the wing or something. Let's try deploying these. That doesn't look right at all, does it? I think that's going to be a disaster. Yeah, I think if we do that, the nose is going to shoot up into the air, and it's not going to work out for us. What if we did it like... I think I want them to be like dead level with the center of mass, which is unfortunately here. I have to put these like that, maybe? We'll try that. I'm going to put them in that configuration for takeoff, and then we'll figure out how to fold them up. I don't know how to... Is there a hotkey for those? I have no idea. The B key deploys and undeploys the brakes. I really don't want those overlapping with my other control surfaces. I have to hold down the B key to make that work. I don't know if I like that. But we're gonna try it. No, this isn't... This is crazy, because I can't... I have to, like, disable the wheel brakes or something. I can just put these in deploy mode. I guess I just won't be able to use the hotkey is all. Hoping this will get me off the ground at a lower velocity is the general idea here. Maybe? Not really. I don't think it really helped. It occurs to me that as I'm installing these wing tanks, I should probably be paying attention to how the center of mass changes relative to the center of lift. Just gonna glide for a minute here. I'm taking the trim out. I think maybe this thing needs bigger wings, honestly. Getting this ready to deploy. And we're gonna drop the first set of tanks here, I think. Let's turn this thrust limiter down to 50%. Way too high. 800 meters, not gonna happen. This could be more like at 300 meters. Or above the water now. By the time we get around there, it'll be more like 100 or 80 meters. A little bit of lift to get above grade here. Come on, don't do that to me. Oh. Trying too hard to be low and slow. I don't think the air brakes are doing us many favors. They need to pave these runways better. Here's up. Let's take the brakes out. I have the feeling that the air brakes are making the craft more wobbly on takeoff, which I don't like too much. So I might want to leave them undeployed for takeoff. I'm going to drop the first set of tanks in a minute here. There we go. So we have thrust limiter down to 60. Why are we going up so much? I have to adjust the center of gravity or something. Something's gotta go. Okay, so we're cruising fairly steady, about 400 meters from the ground at 100 meters per second. We're losing a little bit of altitude slowly, which is kind of okay. get the gear out and get our velocity adjusted. I think since we're getting ready for landing, let's deploy the air brakes too. It's not bad. It's not bad. Not bad. Oh no, come on. Air brakes turned off all of a sudden. Oh shit. Okay, we're fine, we're fine. That's a successful landing in my book. Okay. Alright, I think we're ready to launch this thing into space. Let's give it a try. So we're gonna go back to... Oh, we're gonna try to land it in the mountains. Do we want to do that? Yeah, let's try to land it in the mountains. I guess we could take off from where we're at, actually. So put away that. Oh, squirrely, squirrely. Okay, we're in the air, technically. Very good. We got a lot of downward trim in here. We're gonna get that fixed. There we go. Okay, now where's the mountains? The mountains are north of us. I think we're currently heading west. So that's east. We want to go about this way. That looks right. Yep. A little too much speed here. It's 0.5 oxygen intake here. Here, so we're gonna try to land like on a rough patch, sort of on the edge of the mountains here. We're gonna land directly in the mountains, I don't think. We might try to see if we can do that mountain atmospheric science again first. Making tiny trim adjustments, try to keep it level. Alright, mountains, ready for round 2. It's a good little distance there. It's not like traveling across the planet, but we could probably do 40-50 kilometers, which is enough for our experiment purposes, probably. We should be just about out of outer tank fuel now. Outer tanks. I said goodbye, outer tanks. There we go. I guess we'll be landing in the highlands, technically not in the mountains. Well, this is gently cruising. I'm gonna check if I have any meetings this afternoon. I'm pretty sure that I don't, because all of the it is Republic Day in India. All of our offshore folks are on holiday today. So happy if you're watching this from India, happy Republic Day. Assuming, of course, you're watching it live. We're recording this on January 26th. Taking some screenshots here while we're cruising. Alright, we're in the mountains. Let's start the survey. I think we got easily 2 minutes of mountains to fly over here. I'm expecting the terrain on Duna to be more like this, especially near the landing site where we landed our buddy Valentina. So let's think about where we're going to land here. I think I want to try to land in this valley. That might be where we died before. If that's the case, we're going to try again. Definitely don't want to land in this little tiny area here. See if we have enough fuel to make it over there. That's another consideration, of course. I'm worried that we're getting back out of the mountains and back into highlands here, so I'm going to bank a little bit. What if we could actually brake and just loiter in this area a little bit? We're just wasting fuel. So if you can't tell, I'm holding down the air brake key. We are starting to lose altitude a little bit though, so I'm going to pull up. Okay. 16 seconds left. I think we're good. Okay, we did that. Experiment for that region already in storage. What about the crew report? Okay, good. Now we just have to make it to our landing site, which I've somewhat lost track of at this point, so we might have to improvise. Flew further into the mountains than I intended. I should have banked sooner. I think we'll be able to make it out. Whether we can land is another matter. I think we're gonna have a hell of a time landing on this. Bad enough on a flat surface. I think this is our target area. Looks like we can make it. Now for this particular landing, as long as we can get Jebediah on the ground in one piece, I think we're golden. I don't think we have to worry too much about keeping the craft intact right from the nose. Just want to be able to cash in my mountain science data here before we go on to building a launcher for this guy. Oh, running out of fuel though. I'm gonna glide for a bit. Try to make it over the mountains unpowered. We might need a little more juice to get over this ridge here. Do. Oh, that's not going to do it. Oh boy. We're in for a rough ride here. Could use SAS to force this over the ridge, but it's just going to stall. I'm going to plummet. We're going to wait to deploy the gear until after we clear this. I think that's good enough. It's gonna have to be. Probably, I don't know if we really need the air brakes at this point. I have the feeling they're going slow enough already. Well, we'll see. You know what, no, I take that back. Let's deploy them. Get them out there. The SAS on to try to flip the nose up a little bit. I'm not liking this trajectory. I think we're stalled. Oh, damn it. I wonder if we need a bigger SAS module, because I feel like... Well, actually, the entire plane got totaled, so it doesn't matter. We came in way too fast there. Need more fuel. I don't want to do that whole flying over the mountains business again. We'll do that some other time. Let's go back to the VAB and stick this thing on the front of a rocket and hope for the best. Okay. Caps lock. Oh, there we go. Save that. And now what we're going to do, we're going to switch to vertical integration mode. I'll lift this guy up here and fold up all this crap. And then... wrong way. Rotate that. Let's put a... it's pretty heavy, so we're gonna use a medium coupler, even though it would fit on a small technically. Okay, and then I think what we're gonna do here is... that's good. And then I think what we want to do here is... we don't actually need a probe core, because we got one in here. But I also want to have a radio transmitter probe that we can leave in Duna orbit, which we tried to do last time, and then we ended up using up that to try to help with the landing. So let's try to avoid that this time if we can. This might be too big, actually. I don't know. It's probably okay. Oh, we should do hydrogen for this stage. What does this thing weigh, by the way? Total mass 32 tons, dry mass 11 tons. So it's comparable to the rover. I won't say it's the same, but it's in the same ballpark. Mouse trouble, sorry about that. Okay, so then this is going to be our probe core in here. Kind of my standard setup. Probe core and 3 batteries in a cargo bay. And then some backup communications array. Just need enough to clear the cargo bay door. I want to make it as symmetrical as we can there. Here we go. Got our probe core, our these dinguses, all that business. That totally made more sense in my head. Why are we having the wing of our plane here? Okay. Did that put all the fuel lines back together properly? I bet it didn't. It certainly did not. Oh, let's turn the brakes off for rocket liftoff. Why don't we? Okay. That should be okay. Hopefully. engines. This is obviously our one model of hydrogen engine that we have, so we're going to use that. I want to put a structural adapter here. I think that'll work as intended. Be good. Another coupler. And I'm just hoping this thing won't fall apart when we ascend out of the atmosphere. So this is going to be our transit to Duna and getting into Duna orbit stage. I don't think we need that much hydrogen. This is probably plenty. Hydrogen's very efficient in space. And then this is going to be our... Let's do sustainer methalox for this stage. And then a launcher for this stage. Oh, the mainsail is also a sustainer technically. I guess we don't have the medium launcher yet. And then we'll add radio couplings. We still don't have the large things. Yeah, we do have I thought there was a fuel bearing part. Is it this? The advanced nose cone? No, it's not the right size anyway. We're just gonna use a small nose cone and it's gonna be fine. Because I said it's gonna be fine. Okay. It's fine. Let's see. These go together. This followed by that. That's good. Staging is correct so far as we can tell. And this is going to be like a one-way vehicle. It might get us back out of orbit again, but I doubt even that. We're mainly just trying to get to our objective, which is the Duna Monument, and then have some science payload that we can collect, and then we'll send another mission probably for rescue. No, I don't want to do this. I want to do... I think I want to go outward. I also need fuel lines. Okay, let's do it like this. I don't know where I dropped that random little fuel bit. I probably shouldn't have put it that way. So the idea with asparagus staging actually is we want to do it like this. Come. There we go. Go to the orthogonal view. Say that's pretty spot on. The reason I'm using that view, by the way, is to make sure that these things are level with each other. So trying to get as close as possible anyway. We got that. And then I think we need some solid boosters to round out the whole arrangement. Oh, and then the fuel lines. Let's do that. So the thing with the asparagus staging is you want the fuel lines to go kind of in a circle so that the boosters can fall off one or two at a time. So this is like kind of a dual asparagus, I guess. That's definitely a technical term, by the way. Put all these in one stage. No, we don't. I don't want to put them all in one stage. Whoops. Okay, that's fine. Let me make sure they're in the right order, actually. These ones fall off first, followed by that one. That's correct. Okay. And then I think we can also... Yeah, I think this should be fine. And then let's put some radio coupling on radio coupling, because that's always a good idea. We should line these up with the other couplers, actually. Probably. Engines. These whatchamacallits, Clydesdales, I think they are. Just rotate the view here. It's coming together. The boosters, the solid SRBs can all go at once. And then all the engines fire, and then we peel off the engines two at a time. Because the SRBs don't feed fuel to each other, they just do what they do. Let's put some stabilizers on these guys, I think. We'll use small stabilizers. Hopefully that'll be enough SAS, we'll see. And then we're gonna want some atmospheric control as well. Damn it. I need a new mouse so bad. Okay, I think that's fine. I think we're good now. Okay. Again, it's not like I can't afford one, I just have to get around to going out and getting one. And I like feel bad because I hate wasting stuff, you know. I know that what I really should do actually is take it apart and try to like fix it with the soldering. Because I can order a replacement part for the one part that's actually worn out, which is the spring that attaches to the enough. Okay. So one part that's worn out is like the spring that makes the mouse button pop back up after I click it. So it just clicks multiple times. It doesn't go back to its normal configuration. I might be able to fit it with Windows settings to try to compensate, actually. Didn't think about it before, but might be possible. But anyway, there's like a little like circuit board component that goes with it. And if I wanted to replace the spring as opposed to just bending it back into place like I did when I took the mouse apart before, I would have to replace that circuit board component, which means I'd have to learn how to solder, which is trickier than you might think it is. Okay, we're going to try to fly this monstrosity and see what happens. We should actually fire the boosters and the main engines at the same time. Alright, and let's make sure there's nobody on board this heinous... Oh wait, a couple parts that we're missing here. We need our main communications array, which is going to go on this stage up here. That's going to be two of these guys. And then we need solar panels. Probably quite a few of them. We probably should have some on the jet too. Put some little mini ones on the jet, just in case it runs completely out of batteries somehow, because we are drone operating it. Can't put it on that section because that's a cargo section. Can't fix it to the cargo bay doors. Yeah, so something like that should be fine. Some kind of on the sides too. Okay, so we got that. Now let's get some solar panels on the main body here. I'm gonna put some of these guys here. This thing can't be tracked. Weird. Hopefully that works fine. Okay, we probably don't need a lot of solar panels on the bottom section, I think. We'll put a few of them on anyway. Alright, I'm gonna call that a rocket. Let's try to fly this thing. I should probably check actually if we have enough Delta V to get to Duna. That would be a good idea. Don't have quite enough. Not entirely sure if this computation is accurate, though. We try to put some more fuel on these outer stage things here. Okay, that means we technically have enough now, but that is also including the Delta V from the plane, but I don't think there's a lot of Delta V on the plane. I probably should have checked that earlier. I could always load the other assembly, but I'd rather just fly it. Okay. Okay, good enough. I'm impatient to get this thing off the ground. Or try to. And this also has no RCS and no docking, by the way. So, it's a do not or bust. That's not good. Plane's aerodynamics are completely effing up the performance of the rocket. I don't know what to do about that. Man. Might have to set trim or something? Try to kind of pull this apart in stages. Yeah, see, this is a problem. I mean, we could tilt this thing forward. Maybe we just launch the whole thing the other way. Let's try it like that. Yeah, tilted it the wrong direction. Okay, so we're gonna try to, like, use the plane to actually steer it instead of it just failing. Oh god. I don't think there's a way to, like, turn off the or shield the plane's aerodynamics is the thing. I have to make it work somehow. Somehow did not anticipate this obstacle. Oh god. I mean, we could put a ton of SAS on it. Just for the first couple stages. I wonder if disabling the control surfaces on the plane would also help. Let's try that. No, I can't do it. The balance is too effed up. Okay, let's try this then. Instead of having these little control fins, we're gonna have giant control surfaces here. Close enough. I did pick control surface here, right? I guess the whole thing is a control surface. Shoot. Expand 42, wing angle 37. Okay, so we got giant wings on this thing now, and then we're also going to change our small SAS modules here to medium SAS modules. What the hell just happened? Oh my goodness. I think the editor just blew up. Like it just ran out of memory or something. I don't know. I'm gonna reload that from save. There we go. Wingspan 42. Oh, I've got to show you the SAS modules. Well, we'll see if the control surfaces make a difference. Oh shit, I turned the wrong way. It's probably not going to be no recovery from that. I mean, whatever. Doesn't actually matter. Okay, well. We recovered by virtue of the fact that the plane really desperately wants to turn the opposite direction. Let me just check that the center of mass is actually centered. It is. Giving up these stinky little extra solar panels, which are probably not going to have a big impact anyway. Symmetry, please turn on. Go to overkill mode here. Things are enormously heavy. Spinning the opposite way. No, that's possible. I mean, that's a direction. We could fly in that direction. Revert to Bab. Let's try adjusting the trim before we fly. We'll see if that makes any difference. Okay, so we want to adjust the trim to go downward. That definitely made a difference. Whether we can control it or not is another matter. I mean, we're gaining altitude? Too many rockets, you think so? I don't think this is enough to get us off the ground, though. we stay prograde? Okay, so we stay up. No. Up. There you go. Okay. The SAS is locked in the up direction. We're currently pointed up. It doesn't matter. I wonder if we could launch it from the runway like a plane? Beautiful fire! Hey, Jebediah Kerman was on that, I'll have you know. He gave his life for this project multiple times. Okay, we're gonna try to launch from runway 1. Turn this whole entire monstrosity sideways. So that way when it wants to go up, that's actually somewhat of a good thing. Somewhat. Emphasis on somewhat. And then we're going to install the landing support dinguses, which are where? Here they are, clamps. They're called clamps. And this, can we like see the whole rocket? Is that an option? Camera controls in this, like, the vehicle assembly builder is so aggravating. I need a way to like translate to the side here. Let's see. Let me look that up real quick. KSP to VAB camera controls. Right click, middle mouse button, click a part, center onto that part. Middle mouse button, move your mouse, go up and down. KSP2, tab camera, side to side. Try camera modes. No, the camera mode hotkey doesn't work in this construction view. On Earth. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, I think this is going to fail miserably, and it's going to be hilarious. Let's find out. We should, Oh, we're off to a good start. Did it break open like that? Is there just not enough? Is it too heavy for the clamps? I wonder if they have a rated load limit. Acts as a generator. Impact tolerance 50 meters per second. Doesn't say if it has a load limit. Can't like click on the back of the rocket because the way it's positioned. I guess I can middle mouse to focus on a particular part, right? There we go. That helps. I did not have symmetry on when I placed any of those, so I have to do all of them again. Okay. But I have like 4 blank stages on my rocket. Okay. Alright, here goes nothing. Because I can't put these clamps on the front of the rocket because... Game, why you like this? Dude, the clamps didn't release. Do you mind? What is happening to this vehicle right now? certainly novel. I think some of the clamps weren't staged properly, maybe? They were not. Yeah, there's 4 clamps that are in a different stage. So we still have this bug where half the clamps won't connect, probably because of bad symmetry behavior. We could try to have it point upward at an angle. Let's try that. Alright, dodgy launch attempt number... I've lost count. I think we need to get rid of the symmetry and just do it manually, because this mechanism is completely broken. Something's happening. Part of the rocket took off, sort of. Temporarily. Hey, we landed. Good job. Okay. That never happened. If you have any tips about building SSTOs, feel free to leave them in the comments. Okay. Let's see. What can we even do here? Okay, so taking off the symmetry and doing it manually so that the whole thing doesn't flip over sideways. We'll turn this a little bit more upward. Okay, now. I'm gonna remove these bottom things because they're getting in the way of me attaching more clamps. One second, guys. Okay. See what happens with this. I think it's gonna fall over. Huh? Huh? Okay, okay. Off to a good start. For a brief and glorious moment, we were headed in the right direction. Maybe we just need more drag on the back half of the craft. That could help. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do, guys. We're gonna put giant wings on this to counteract the wings that are on that. We're gonna see if that helps us out here. Something like that should do, right? Surely. How did this not change the lift profile of the aircraft at all? These things are enormous. Literally. Oh, now it's... like the math is just... we got some kind of... like, it wasn't computing the values correctly. This is the most ridiculous looking craft I've ever built in either of the Kerbal games. I hope it works. Oops. It's like something out of like a Gundam anime or something. Well, that's what is this about? Okay, I see that it's back here, but why is it like that? Here it's centered. There's something about their vector math that's just wrong. Like, what's going on here? Why is this that way? Doesn't look right in the mirror, in this mirror mode either. Look at that. It's like the procedural changes to the wing didn't translate to the other wing. Let's just try putting multiple wings on with the standard settings. That's not going to be enough. There's no way I'm going to get the center of lift to be behind the center of mass for this. It's just not going to happen. Maybe if I deploy... That could help actually, because that'll cause it to steer downward. Let's try that. See if it makes any difference. Makes no difference whatsoever. I think this project might be a bust, guys. I don't know what I'm doing. It's unfortunate. Don't know how to build a space plane correctly. What can I do to get more control? Those are the bugs in the game, right? Like the fact that I can't put wings on the back of this thing because the aerodynamic computations are just wrong is just beyond aggravating. Okay, let's try putting the individual wings. Okay, so do 30, 50, and full wingspan. See, what is this? Put them both to the same settings. And this one is like 1.5.3. right? One. 0.5. Just absolutely wild. Wing angle is slightly different. I'm gonna try to remove this and put in a new one, off chance I misclicked on some slider or something. Can eyeball it, try to make it the same. It's closer. Angle's the same. I'm gonna wrap up. I'm like way over time here. Suppose that I just remove this. Why isn't? This can't be right? The lift. It should be going that way. The vector math is just completely wrong. They look the same this time. Know what I did differently than before. It's installing this wing upside down. I'm trying to invert controls. See if this has any impact. The wings immediately fell off. And it went downhill from there. It's fine. But it was not fine, Morgan Freeman. Okay. But is it possible to install one of these wings? I mean, it doesn't really matter. I think this project is a bust. I don't think it's possible to design a spaceplane this way. I think we have to make it so that the whole thing is more plane-like instead of trying to put a plane on top of a rocket. It's just not going to work unless we can somehow prevent the plane's aerodynamics from getting involved in the whole flight business in the early stage. Super unfortunate. I think the payload fairings are broken and don't work anyway, but we're gonna try it once just to see. I did not want to remove the tail of the plane. Can we? Maybe. Okay, that was my fault. I should have rerouted the. There we go. Okay. Let's try to, I guess, put a little bit of structure in here. There we go. Now we got enough room that we can maybe get this to... Doesn't go wide enough. Not gonna happen. KSP1 we could have like put in some robotics maybe and folded up the wings to fit them, but it doesn't work in KSP2. At least I don't have the parts for it, or I don't know how to do it. Alright, well, sorry to end on a downer, but we're gonna have to give up there for today. We're gonna try something different. We're gonna scrap this whole thing in the next stream and start a new design. Probably gonna do a Duna rover or maybe a small lander. I don't know, but we'll figure that out next time. I want to say thanks very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to follow if you're watching on Twitch, or subscribe. It's free if you're watching on YouTube. So thanks for hanging out. Good to see you, dude. And Atomic, thanks for cheering me on and encouraging my rockets to explode or not sometimes. Yeah. Have a good weekend, everybody, if I don't see you. And thanks for watching. Take care.